of the S15, Jeff?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Red goes faster.
Yes, you lovelies, man like Monky. Back in an S15. Now I did originally get this car to do a competition. One of my next competitions after the Glanza was finished. I got a little Clio to come as well. But yeah, after driving it for a couple of days, I really kind of realised how much I miss an S-body. Today's video is going to be a brief introduction. I'm sure we'll give the keys to John in a little bit. We'll do a few cheeky sends. Needless to say, it's 450 horsepower, it's SR20 God's motor, it's got a forged engine, sleeve block, needs a couple of little bits doing to it. It's got a Nismo 6-speed gearbox on my old S15, and yeah, absolutely rips. It's a very JDM car this. It's got a truss TD06 turbo, truss manifold, loads of truss bits on it. SR20 obviously, it's a 2.1 sleeve block, forged motor, it's got pistons and rods in it. Currently running about 1.7 bar of boost, it's got a screamer pipe, it sounds absolutely next level. It looks absolutely mental. It's got a sick body kit in it. Obviously garage back cars are very famous for their crazy body kits, and yeah, no doubt a lot of you are going to start crying when we start sending this thing down walls, but that is the nature of this game. This is the drift life. Geometry is a bit more track focused. It's got massive amounts of grip, as Mr. John found out yesterday, and yeah, it's got running zero Ackerman and stuff, so the geometry needs a little bit of fettling. Obviously I love running massive grip. I love these cars to be sort of very fast and very squatty, and then we've got quite sort of big thick semi-slicks on it as well, so yeah, it's got a lot of grip. It does have a few sort of worn synchro meshes. The VVT sprocket needs replacing. It's got a slightly sort of sticking lift, and there's a few little rattles from the engine and stuff, but on the whole the car is really sick. All the specs there. With a little bit of work with Connor at CM Customs, we can really make this car super sick. I'm just going to go and have a bite to eat, and then yeah, a little bit later on when it gets a bit darker and the roads get a bit quieter, we'll take it out on the roads and do a few cheeky sends. What do you think of the S15, Jeff?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Red goes faster.
This is Darren and Nora. Hello, welcome to my channel. Here's a quick little walk around of the S15. Looking pimp, does need a few little bits. We can get it sorted over time. We've got Connor, CM Customs on the game, so he's the right man for the job. It's got all the right bits, like I said before. Truss TD06 turbo, it's got a truss manifold, truss downpipe. Still running a MAF sensor, which I'd like to change. It's actually got a Power FC, but it's not the D Jetro, it's the one with the MAF sensor. Obviously you can get one with a MAP. SR20, it's a 2.1, it's got forged pistons, forged rods, it's got a sleeve block as well, which is quite handy. Ready intake plenum, which is pretty cool. Body kit on this is absolutely sick. Looks pretty aggressive. It wasn't actually me, but I did make it worse yesterday, or John did, driving around London going over speed bumps. Rear quarter panels, they're kind of a bit marmite. I don't actually mind them. It's kind of grown on me a little bit. I think they're 50mm, and we've got 50mm wider front fenders as well. Ganna door mirrors, very rare and very expensive. Always wanted a set of these on my 15. I did have a fake set, but never had the genuine ones. It's also got a sunroof, which is super rare on a 15. I actually love cars with sunroof. Massive GT wing on it. It's got sort of middle centre mounts, or whatever you want to call them. Rear canards are literally going to last probably one drift day, let's be honest. That's the rear lights, they look pretty cool. Got the standard Japanese beeping sound when you put the key in. Just turn the ignition on so you guys can see all the gauges and stuff, give us a bit more light. Defi oil temp, oil pressure, water temp. You've got Defi boost gauge up here. That's a little thing because the speedo doesn't actually work, so it's got like a GPS speedo. It's got a Blitz boost controller as well. There's your traditional Power FC commander. That's your Defi link meter down there. Recaro SPG driver's seat. It's got a standard S15 passenger seat. Got a little fire extinguisher for when John gets a little bit rev happy. It's got DG5 coilovers on it, which are a really nice set of coilovers. Loads of arms all over the place, and it's got B knuckles on it. So lock isn't crazy, but it does drive really nice. Like I said, it's running 0 Ackermans. It's more of a sort of track setup at the moment. Lots of grip. We kind of mess about with the geometry a little bit more, but I always think, you know, a really good sort of drift car should be a track car as well, with a few geometry adjustments. So yeah, there's no reason this can't be a sick racing car. Kind of come down here, you guys can see that wing is very BGW. It's the side profile, looks cool, looks super aggressive from the front as well. Should give you a nice idea. Last thing to mention, we got CR Kais front and back, and they're like sort of a nice sort of polished or sort of chrome finish. And then we've got R34 front calipers and brakes, and on the back I believe they are, I've forgotten, but whatever they are, they're bigger. Can't remember. That's a basic synopsis on a car. Let's go and do a few tricky sends. Right, you lovelies, a little bit of POV this evening. Too mad tonight because John literally destroyed the tyres yesterday, and there's not a massive amount of tread left or grip. So yeah, we'll kind of, relatively speaking, take it easy. Once I get some new wheels and tyres, and I've obviously got my Zestinos to go on, which I'm going to be putting on front and back, and yeah, we can get some fresh rubber and we can proper send it once we've got a little bit more sort of predictable grip. Nice as well, this hasn't got a hydro handbrake, it's just got a regular handbrake with a fly off button. And I actually kind of prefer this. It really sort of suits my style, what I'm kind of used to. I have got a hydro in the J's and X with purely because there was no sort of normal regular handbrake. So yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of see if I can get used to having your handbrake up here. To skid, to be fair. It was originally a Power Vehicles exported this originally. I think it came to Shaw, who's the sort of sister company to HJA, and so yeah, Andy at Power Vehicles exported it. There's quite a few shots of it at a Bisu. I'll actually chuck a little clip of it of Andy sending it at a Bisu complex. Here it's still got the original Bisu circuit sticker, which is really cool. I think it's got a slight little vacuum leak on it as well, and there is that sort of deep, dodgy sort of sticking lifter. The head really needs to come off to kind of fix that, so we can probably do a few little bits while it's there and just make sure it's kind of a bit more reliable for longevity. Long term I'll get the box rebuilt, get the synchros and second and third replaced. For now, it's not too bad. You can double clutch it if you want to be smooth, or you can just send it. It is what it is. And then yeah, maybe a couple of little bushes and stuff, but yeah, on the most part, and things like the TD06 turbo, great. I mean, the Trust turbo, they sound awesome, and these quite old school technology now, so you could probably do with like a Pulsar turbo on there, like a Gen 3 or something sort of similar size, same sort of power. Don't want to stress it too much. This does rev to 8.5 grand, which is quite high for an SR. Obviously it's sleeved and stuff. I think can't remember what my S15, I think it was like 7.9 or 8 grand, so we might just lower it down a little bit, because John does like to hit the limiter a little bit. Obviously Power FC, there's no soft limiter, it's hard limiter. It sounds sick, you get proper sort of bangs out the back, but not ideal in the sort of scale of things. But yeah, this is all kind of stuff we can do to improve it. This sort of the basic car is pretty decent, and I've got it for a decent price as well. Charlie did me a bit of a deal as well, just because it's got these kind of niggles that need sorting out. Obviously if you were buying it as a retail man, taking the head off and stuff and rebuilding the box would be a bit of a nightmare. But for obviously someone like me, and with someone like Connor behind me, CM Customs, I can get this stuff done much easier. So yeah, it's a little sort of idea on how it goes. We're going to go up to the Shell petrol station down the motorway, just get a little. I did have a full tank of gas yesterday, but John sent it and now it's got a quarter tank. Lol. We're going to get a little bit of fuel, go down the motorway a little bit, and then yeah, we'll kind of wrap it up. Sick. Ultimately we'll get this thing to a track. I mean, it's kind of fun going out on the street and stuff, so I didn't use my indicator, that was terrible. But yeah, ultimately on a track you can have a lot more sort of practice, a lot more fun. You know, it's all very well going around on the street, but really like roundabouts, you're just always going right all the time. Yes, you can transition left off of them, but you do tend to get a lot more wear on the left tyre. So yeah, it's kind of worth really getting yourself to a track. You can have a little bit of fun within reason in Mexico. You know, don't go too mad when you watch these videos. But yeah, when you get to a track, you can kind of really practice going right and left and make yourself a lot more of a skilled driver over time.
Moving to the mountain, cause yeah, I'm making ready. Turn it on the arm, close it, body and see.